The story begins with a young Pookoo named Ollie, a small, furry creature with an insatiable curiosity that often gets him into trouble. Ollie lives on Pookoo Island with his father and the rest of their community, a peaceful but isolated group of creatures who have learned to survive by following one simple rule: never trust outsiders. Ollie's father constantly reminds him of this, telling him to always hide and stay alive, because the world outside their island is full of dangers. But Ollie, being young and adventurous, cannot help but wonder what lies beyond the shores of their home. One day, Ollie disobeys his father and sneaks off the island. He explores the vast valley beyond, marveling at all the strange and wonderful things he finds. He meets a leaf with eyes that blink at him and a giant fish with rainbow colors that smiles at him. He is absolutely captivated by the beauty and mystery of the outside world. But when he returns home, his father is furious. He scolds Ollie for leaving the island, reminding him that curiosity is forbidden among the Pookoos. Ollie tries to explain that not everything outside is dangerous, but his father will not listen. That night, Ollie's grandmother tells him a terrifying story about the fire wolf, a monstrous creature that once terrorized the entire valley. She explains that long ago, the valley was a peaceful place where all creatures lived together in harmony. They were protected by Tso, a magnificent walking orchard with limitless wisdom and kindness. Tso grew glowing magical plants on its body, and anyone who touched these plants could transform into a completely different creature. This power allowed the animals of the valley to understand each other and help one another. But the fire wolf grew jealous of this harmony. The wolf had once ruled the valley through fear, and it could not stand to see the animals living freely and happily. So the fire wolf stole Tso's gifts, transformed itself into a terrifying monster, and attacked. It killed 4 Tso creatures, drove away the rest, and destroyed the land. It collapsed rocks with fire, blocked rivers, and made sure Tso could never return. Without Tso, the animals of the valley were once again consumed by fear. They stopped trusting each other, and the fire wolf became the king of the valley, ruling through terror and destruction. Ollie is fascinated by the story, but he is not frightened. In fact, he wishes the story were even more gruesome. His mother tries to comfort him, but Ollie is already dreaming of adventure. He cannot help but feel that there is more to the world than the small, safe island he has always known. Years pass, and the Pookoos face a new crisis. Javans, small bird-like creatures, have been devouring all of their food, the precious piplet fruit that the Pookoos rely on to survive through the winter. The Javans are multiplying rapidly, and they are taking everything. Ollie's father is desperate. Without the piplet fruit, the Pookoos will starve. There is no food left, and winter is coming. One day, Ollie sneaks out again, and he discovers something incredible. He finds a glowing plant, just like the ones from his grandmother's story. He is so excited that he touches it without thinking. But nothing happens, and he returns home, disappointed. However, his father is furious when he finds out what Ollie has done. He cannot believe that his son would be so foolish as to touch the magical plant. But then, everything changes. Ollie is chasing a Javan, and he falls into a deep, dark hole. When he wakes up, he is not himself. He is no longer a Pookoo. He is a Javan. He has feathers, wings, and a beak. He is terrified. He screams for help, but his voice sounds like a bird's squawk. His family and friends hear him, but they do not recognize him. They think he has been eaten by a Javan. They are devastated. Ollie is confused and frightened. He tries to explain that he is still Ollie, but no one understands. He is trapped in the body of a Javan, the very creature his people despise. He meets a group of Javan sisters named Ivy, Violet, and Lily. Ivy is the eldest, bossy and confident, always taking charge. Violet is more cautious and easily annoyed. Lily is sweet and playful. They are convinced that Ollie is just a strange Javan who has hit his head. They take him to their home, a place called Javan Rock. Ollie is horrified. He hates being stuck in this feathery body. He demands that they help him turn back into a Pookoo, but the sisters just think he is crazy. Ivy, however, is fascinated. She has heard the old stories about So and the magical plants. She believes that Ollie might be telling the truth. But the Javans have their own problems. They are constantly being attacked by fierce creatures, and they are desperate to find food. Ivy is the leader of her family, and she is always trying to keep her sisters alive. She is strict and bossy, but deep down, she cares deeply for her family. Ollie is desperate to find another glowing plant so he can turn back into a Pookoo. He asks the sisters for help, but they are skeptical. However, when Ollie is attacked by a fierce creature, the sisters come to his rescue. They decide that helping him might be the best way to get rid of him. They agree to help him find another plant. Ollie remembers a fish he once met who told him about a giant dead So tree in the forest. He is certain that there will be magical plants there. The sisters reluctantly agree to accompany him. Along the way, they face many dangers. They encounter strange creatures, navigate treacherous terrain, and bicker constantly. Ollie is annoyed by Ivy's bossy nature. And Ivy is frustrated by Ollie's stubbornness. But slowly, they begin to trust each other. They meet a fish named Boggle, who claims to be the only fish in the lake. He is lonely and desperate for company. He tells them that the glowing plants grow on the bodies of dead So creatures. He has seen one near the magnificent waterfall. Ollie is excited. But Ivy is cautious. The magnificent waterfall is on the other side of the valley, past the cliffs. It is a dangerous journey. They set off, traveling through the treacherous terrain. They encounter many obstacles, including a swarm of terrifying nectar snakes that hunt by sensing vibrations. They have to navigate carefully, avoiding the snakes while relying on Ollie's Pookoo instincts. Ollie uses his sense of smell to see the world around him, guiding them safely through the snake pit. Ivy is amazed by his abilities. And for the first time, she begins to respect him. They make it to the magnificent waterfall, but they find only one glowing plant. Ivy wants to use it to become a Pookoo so she can fly and find more plants, but Ollie is suspicious. He does not trust her. He takes the plant and transforms himself into a Javan again, but this time, he does it intentionally. He learns that by saying the name of the creature he wants to become, he can transform at will. But then, tragedy strikes. The fire wolf appears. It is even more terrifying than the stories described. It has burning eyes and a mouth full of razor-sharp teeth. It attacks them, and Ollie is terrified. He tries to run, but the wolf is too fast. Boggle, the fish, sacrifices himself to save them, distracting the wolf while Ollie and Ivy escape. Ollie is devastated. He has lost his friend. Ollie and Ivy continue their journey. But they are both traumatized by what they have seen. They begin to open up to each other, sharing their deepest fears and regrets. Ollie reveals that he is the one who taught the Javans how to eat the piplet fruit. He is the reason his people are starving. He feels immense guilt. Ivy reveals that her parents died when she was young, and she has been struggling to keep her family alive ever since. She feels the weight of responsibility crushing her. They finally find another So corpse, and there are many glowing plants. Ollie transforms himself back into a Pookoo. He is overjoyed. He is finally himself again. He thanks Ivy for everything and tells her that he is going to go home and save his people. But Ivy is hurt. She thought they were friends. She thought he would stay. Ollie tries to explain that he needs to go home, but Ivy cannot understand. She believes that he is abandoning her just like everyone else has. They argue and go their separate ways. Ollie returns to Pookoo Island, but he is not welcomed with open arms. His father is cold and distant. He is ashamed of his son for trusting outsiders. Ollie tries to explain that he has learned the truth about the valley, but his father will not listen. He tells Ollie that he should have learned his lesson, never trust strangers. But then, the fire wolf attacks. It burns the forest, spreading destruction across the valley. The animals are terrified and have nowhere to go. Ollie knows that they need to help each other. But no one trusts anyone. He tries to convince his father to let the other animals seek refuge on Pookoo Island, but his father refuses. He says that the Pookoos cannot trust outsiders. Ollie is desperate. He knows that the only way to defeat the firewolf is to unite the valley's creatures. He returns to Ivy and begs for her help. Ivy is still angry, but she agrees to help. She has a plan. They will use the magical plants to transform other creatures and build an army. But the fire wolf reveals a shocking truth. Boggle was never a real fish. He was the fire wolf all along, trapped in the body of a fish by Tso's magic. He was waiting for someone foolish enough to trust him. He reveals that he has been manipulating everyone from the beginning. He is the one who blocked the river, destroyed the valley, and terrorized the animals. He did it all out of anger and loneliness. He was rejected by his family and abandoned by the other animals, and he has been seeking revenge ever since. The fire wolf attacks, and Ivy is gravely wounded. Ollie is devastated. He holds her in his arms, begging her to hold on. But Ivy is fading. She tells Ollie that he is a good person and that she is proud to have known him. She tells him that he must never change, that he must always stay kind and trusting, even when the world is cruel. Ollie is heartbroken, but he does not give up. He remembers the stories of Tso. He knows that Tso is still out there somewhere. He prays to Tso, begging for help. He asks for just one magical plant, so he can save everyone. And then, something miraculous happens. Tso appears. It is a majestic, ancient creature, glowing with light. It gives Ollie one magical plant. Ollie uses the plant to transform himself into a powerful creature. He confronts the fire wolf one last time. He tells the wolf that the valley belongs to everyone, not just one creature. He tells him that he is wrong, that trust and friendship are not weaknesses, but strengths. The fire wolf attacks. But Ollie is faster and stronger. He defeats the wolf, not by killing him, but by showing him compassion. He tells the wolf that he understands his pain, but that revenge will never heal his wounds. The fire wolf is broken. He collapses, and his power fades. The valley is saved. The animals are free. They begin to rebuild, working together, trusting each other. Ollie's father finally understands that he was wrong. He apologizes to Ollie and tells him that he is proud of him. Ivy recovers. Ollie visits her at Javan Rock, and they embrace. They have been through so much together, and their bond is unbreakable. Ollie tells her that he will always be there for her, no matter what. The story ends with winter coming to an end. The snow begins to melt, and the valley is filled with the promise of spring. Ollie and Ivy stand together, looking out at the beautiful world they have helped to save. They have learned that trust, friendship, and compassion are the most powerful forces in the world. They have proven that even the smallest creature can make a difference. And they have discovered that the real magic lies not in glowing plants or transformations, but in the connections we make with each other.